proof to you on Friday night.
So, Mr. Sharpe, here we go again. I saw it yet again.
What'd you see?
I saw Tyrod Taylor play with the first-string offense, and he looked just like the veteran, solid quarterback that he always is. He didn't play great, but he played solidly, just solidly. And then here came Baker Mayfield as the rain began to fall. Speaking of waters off a duck's back, because it started to downpour, and he's playing with nothing but backups. And all of a sudden, the voltage shot up and the sparks began to fly thanks to Baker Mayfield, because that's just what he does. And once again, it became painfully obvious to me that if the Cleveland Browns want to be the surprise team of the National Football League this year, if they want to extend all the national attention they're getting from their weekly Hard Knocks episodes on HBO, if they want to start scoring shocking upsets week after week, they have to go with Baker Mayfield. He is their lightning rod leader. He is the guy on this team. You can see it in his body language. You can see it in the way the sideline reacts to him. You can even see the way the starters, who are out of the game by then on the sideline, react to what Baker's doing on the football field. And my biggest fear is that Hugh Jackson now sees an opening to preserve one more year of job security by saying, hey, we just need to hold off on Baker. We need to save him for next year. We don't want to rush him. We don't want to expose him to too much too quickly. And we've got Tyrod, and it's a legitimate excuse. You love Tyrod. Heck, I respect the heck out of Tyrod Taylor. So you'd already acquired him before you were able to draft Baker Mayfield. Right. And you can just sell that all day and all night to your Cleveland fandom that we want to go with tried and true this year and just let Baker stand and learn. Baloney. You can just see Baker Mayfield took the shock troops. He took the backups. He took those guys that you say will be driving trucks in a couple of weeks. And he moved them up and down the field. He had a big drop, if we could see it, on a third down pass to some backup tight end whose name escapes me, who probably won't be with the team. And he's throwing to a kid from Texas A&M that maybe Jenny will remember, named Damian Ratley, that they got in the 6th round. That's his go-to receiver. The other kids was Orson Charles, who dropped the ball. And then he throws to...
Orson Charles still in the league?
Yeah. He's out of Georgia.
Yeah,
Remember
I know.
him? Yeah. He's one of their, the 4th-string tight end. And then he throws a touchdown pass to one Derek Willis, who's undrafted out of Texas Tech, a rookie, and he catches it. It looked like a touchdown to me, but New York reversed it, so Baker didn't get the touchdown. Nick Chubb ran the ball in.
Well, it wasn't a touchdown then, Skip.
Well, it looked good to me. It looked like a really good fade route throw that was right on the money, and Derek Willis...
But the guy didn't hold on to it, though, Skip.
No, he held on to it. He just came down with his knee on the line or whatever it was.
So what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that you could just see the electricity go up with Baker Mayfield on the field. And I'm going to say it again. He's just better than Tyrod. And it's no offense to Tyrod. He's just better. He's got a whip of an arm. He's got lightning in his body. You can just see it in his body language that everybody just comes more alive when he steps on the football field. So I don't see it unless Hugh just wants to give himself 1 year of job security. And I don't know, maybe John Dorsey's thinking along the same lines. Hey, we've got Baker in the bank here. We can push it all back a whole year. Well, we'll be good for a whole year. And then the clock can start ticking on us when Baker takes over next year. Nope, not if you want to make a splash this year, because this kid is ready to make a splash.
So you believe that the Browns should go with Baker Mayfield. Hugh Jackson should decide to go with Baker, even at the expense of his job.
Expense of whose job?
Hugh Jackson.
I'm going to say he's going to not only save his job, he's going to take off as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
You do realize that Hugh Jackson has won one game over the last 2 years.
I
do.
He
needs to win now. Skip, this is a very unique situation because normally what happens when a number 1 quarterback draft pick comes in, there's a new head coach. Cam Newton, he had Ron Rivera. You see Andrew Luck had Chuck Pagano. Marvin Lewis had Carson Palmer, but John Kitna. So he had room. What it is, Hugh is already there. So now Hugh is saying, hold on, one game, I'm 1-31 in 32 games. I've got to win. Now, Baker Mayfield tenure will probably outlast Hugh Jackson. But Hugh's saying,
I hope not.
But here's the thing.
You know what? They could make quite a duo.
They could, and I hope they do. But Hugh is looking at it like this. I would rather get fired playing the guy that I believe gives me the best chance to winning as opposed to going the other way. That's how coaches normally work. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose my way. Then I can live with that. It's when I do it someone else's way and it doesn't work out that I'm going to have the problem. I should have just followed my gut. I should have just went with my instincts. And Hugh's saying, I believe Tyrod Taylor early gives us the best chance of winning.
Yep.
Because here's the thing, Skip. You can always go to Baker Mayfield. But can you imagine 3-4 games into the season, Baker Mayfield is not playing well, and you got to go to Tyrod Taylor? He's the number. I don't care how cocky he comes off. He has emotions. He's human. You get benched. He's never been benched. He's always taken over the job. So he has the supreme confidence. He has the utmost confidence. Can you imagine week 4, week 5, he hadn't played well and now Tyrod Taylor starting? Can you imagine what that does to his confidence? You can always go to Baker Mayfield. I just believe in this situation, Hugh Jackson is handling this correctly. Start with Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod is not playing well. You can always go to Baker Mayfield. But if you start Baker Mayfield and things go sideways, you're going to lose your job, and then they're going to put Tyrod in there, and that doesn't work well for you.
Who do you think long-term will be the better quarterback in the NFL, Baker Mayfield or Tyrod Taylor?
I believe Baker Mayfield should.
I think he's going to be a lot better, and I think he already is better.
And Baker doesn't get any credit, Skip, for going up and down the field because he's the first overall draft pick. He's more talented than those other guys.
So he's playing in a driving rainstorm with pure backups. And I don't know how many passes he throws to those guys in practice. I don't know. Does he have any rapport, any connection, any wavelength with, Damian Ratley? Seriously, does he?
Jan, guess who else was playing in the rain? All those other guys. You make it seem like Baker.
Well, Tyrod did not play in the rain. The rain didn't start till Baker was on the field.
I'm saying all those other guys and all the other team. You make it seem like Baker Mayfield was the only one getting rained on and everybody else was in the phone booth.
No, but who has the hardest job when the rain falls? I think it's the quarterback. Silly me, I don't know. I think it's the quarterback.
Well, I got to catch it. Yeah. It's no picnic for me either.
Well, that's true, but it's harder to throw it than it is to catch it in the rain.
Well, if you got big hands, it's easier to throw the football.
Oh.
But when you got,
Oh, so now you're saying Baker has little hands?
Little hands.
Oh.
I'm not saying anything. Well, hold on. What did the measurements say? How did the measurements read at the combine? What did they say? He had on the smaller side of hands, Skip Bayless. You know that, I know that. See, what you try to do, make it seem like I'm coming up with something. What did the measurements read?
Well, Johnny Manziel is 2 inches shorter, but has much bigger hands.
Okay, so what you want me to do about that?
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Well, maybe Johnny Manziel should have played first base or something. I ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about Baker Mayfield. And Tyrod Taylor should start. Tyrod Taylor has done nothing. If Baker was like, oh, my God, he's only completing 54% of his passes, Skip Bayless. Tyrod has a better completion percentage.
Yep.
More yards per attempt. So what do you want me to do? It's not like he's falling off the cliff.
If you took the tape of these two quarterbacks through 2 exhibition games and you just sent it around the league to various GMs and personnel directors, I promise you the votes would come back in heavily
Tyrod.
That it would be Baker Mayfield, that he just outplayed him. You can just see it. If you put the eye test to what you see, what I just see on television, you can just see Baker's better. You can see that even the backups, the shock troops, respond better than the first team did to Tyrod. You can just see it.
I know a guy that can give you a great deal on the 4K television because you need to get a new TV. That 2K that you got.
You know what?
If you see in that, what?
We just got all new TVs like a month ago. I got 2 new ones in my office, and we got a big new one in the living room. We finally just broke down and said, we got to do this.
Yeah.
So we've joined the present.
Yeah.
So there's no concern that
There's
you're
no,
seeing
I can see it.
Well, I got
I don't need glasses like somebody across from me.
Yeah.
Unless those are just glasses.
No.
Do those have prescription?
Yeah, they got prescription.
Oh, I don't know. I don't need it.
And when I watch that 4K, I'm like,
Next up on Thursday night, Tom Brady plays.
You can do my job too.
Yeah, I can do it all. I got LASIK surgery. I can see clearly.
No, you can't.
You
blinded.
Time.
That's a Tom Brady contact in your eye. You can't see nothing.
Nope. Baker Mayfield is better than Tyrod. So if they want to make a big splash this year, the future is actually the present.
No.
That's what Baker Mayfield is. The future and the present.
Do you listen to Hugh? You watch Hard Knocks. Tyrod Taylor is my starter.
Said it from the start.
Okay, then.
And it's good job security for you. Just stash him put him on ice.
We're not
Hold everybody off for a year.
Listen, Tyrod, you're the starter. But if at any point you do not fulfill your obligation to this team,
You
Baker
know,
Mayfield
in the
will be
end,
there.
and I like Hugh too, but this is just the painful truth. Who's more valuable to this franchise right now, Hugh Jackson or Baker Mayfield? You love coaches, so you'll probably say Hugh Jackson. But it's Baker. So why would you stunt his growth for a whole year?
Hey, he said growing.
Yeah.
First of all, he stopped growing at 17.
Okay, and so why would you, like you're doing the worst case scenario? If Tyrod falters, then Baker can get to play. Well, that would mean that it's a bust of a year. That would mean that Tyrod failed.
Well,
right?
let me ask you a question. If Baker Mayfield fails, then what?
I don't think he's going to fail. I'm putting it out there. I put it out there before the draft. What did I tell you? A month before the draft, I said, I'm taking Baker Mayfield number 1. And John Dorsey finally came around and said, I'll take him number 1.
I want to listen. As a veteran player on that team, I believe Tyrod Taylor would give me the best chance to win.
You know what? I'd like to see lie detector tests on that with all those veterans, starting with Jarvis Landry. I would love to see that.
He going to take Tyrod.
You know what? No, I don't think he would.
I do.
If you're doing popularity contest, you take Tyrod.
There ain't no popularity contest.
Really
popularity don't win games.
Well, thank you.
We're not going for senior superlatives. We're not going for no Miss America, no nothing like that, no politician. We try to win games. And normally it's the buttholes that help you win the most games. So that's what I want. But in the meantime, Tyrod Taylor is it.
Browns fans, you need to start campaigning
No, you
against
don't
your head
start
coach.
that foolishness, man.
Campaign for Baker. You know it, and I know it. Browns fans can see it because they've seen such poor quarterback play over the years. They know when somebody can play, that kid can play. Play him.
Why do you come up with these? Why you do that? Campaign for real, Skip?
Campaign. Come on.
Really?
I'm Mr. Cleveland. I'm the mayor of Cleveland.
Hey, remember, he did campaign for Johnny Manziel, too.
True.
So.
Well, I didn't campaign for him to
Yeah,
start.
you did.
Huh?
You campaigned for him. You talk about he going to be good.
Well, before the draft I did, but I said if he's got alcohol or other issues, I'm out.
Well, he had more
And
than
he
he
did.
a lot of them.
Yep.
So.
I'm out.
We still need to see more from Baker, though.
Yeah.
In action on Thursday against the
Uh-oh.
Eagles,
He's not going to
preseason
return
game.
your calls.
Well, I feel like we've got a good rapport. I'm not
Right.
my bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.